These, I feel like I should have wore a hoodie for this. these these are the tips for new telepaths, people who just realize that you are starting to hear things telepathically. This video will be educating you on defense against the dark arts, so to speak, as far as protecting yourself and defending yourself and shielding yourself against telepaths who are older than you in telepathy, who may try to program you psychologically using psychological warfare and any kind of brainwave programming to control you. This is the first tip. The first tip is guard your thoughts. So guard your thoughts would be make sure that your thoughts are guarded. Do not communicate with people telepathically unless you know for certain 100% that it is the person that says that they're talking to you. Some things that I've learned is telepaths that are criminals will pretend to be people you love. They will pretend to be people you love, either being hurt or be giving you advice or asking you to do things. Never do anything that people ask you to do telepathically only, unless you receive a text message, email, some kind of communication, and you hear the telepathy as well. Don't ever do anything that people tell you to do, especially if you're a child or you are like younger, or even it doesn't matter what age you are. Don't do something that people tell you to do. If someone says go outside, it's your cousin or whatever, if they try to get you to do something or make a decision and you don't have proof that it's someone, you make sure you call your friend or family member. Make sure that you like look out the window or just like go upstairs and look out the window to see like if anyone's out there. Like don't ever do anything that someone tells you to do. Don't sign in. Another tip is people who have telepathy who are trying to hack you using, monitoring your Wi-Fi and stuff. They'll say, I just stole your money. Like they'll try to trigger you. So they'll try to get you to sign into things so they can see what your passwords are. I learned that the hard way. I know it's really hard now, especially with telepaths trying to steal credit cards and confidential information, even especially if they have like computer skills and they can go in and hack you and eavesdrop, which is was what was happening in my case. Make sure that all your passwords are not passwords that you create. Make sure that Google just randomly generates your passwords. I had to do that because telepaths were guessing my passwords because they were listening to me all freaking day. So that is one way to keep yourself from being hacked, is never have like an actual password that you remember. Don't ever memorize your passwords. I know it sounds like, man, I'm going to forget everything. No, let Google sign into your Gmail on your laptop and on your phone. Or whatever program you use. If you have an Apple, I don't have an Apple phone. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android. So just make sure that your account that keeps your password saved, make sure it's all saved, and then just let Google or whatever service that you use generate your passwords for you. That will prevent people who have telepathy from guessing your passwords and getting into your content. Also, if you feel like you are being monitored, like I have been, and it's a real danger when these traffickers start monitoring you on cameras and have people listen to you on shifts and eavesdropping, that is real. These people exist. So in an event that where you're being eavesdropped on 24/7 and you're being watched, make sure that normally they do hack your phone. They do forward your phone to a cell unit. If you call the cops, your phone goes to just some random person answering a cell phone, which was my case. So make sure you create a Google Voice number. If you think your number is compromised, just go change your number and get a new phone plan. Make sure that everything two-step is two-step verification is a Google Voice number. Saved my life because no one can read those. So my two-step verification is Google Voice, and it's a Google Voice number that nobody knows. So I created a number that I don't share publicly that is two-step verification. So nobody actually can get into any of my social media or my Gmails anymore. So definitely do that if you have a cell phone, because those numbers cannot be forwarded to anything but your cell phone. And if you don't forward it to your cell phone, then in the app is the only way that people will call you is your app. And it'll just use your phone network. It won't actually use your phone number to call you. So use a VoIP number, in other words. And they will also try to get you to, they will try to trigger you to make you believe that things are not, that things are happening. They'll even role play. I've had experiences, especially in the last few months, but for the last 5 years, I've had experiences from hearing telepaths who are criminals trying to control me. They would role play. So there would be at least two of them pretending to be my kids, pretending that they were dying, making me, worried, or making me paranoid because I'm hearing things that aren't real, that are not happening. And they're not hallucinations, although these telepaths will try to make you believe that you're hallucinating. They'll never come out of the shadows if they're attacking you like they did with me. So make sure that you just, one, never do anything that people tell you to do telepathically only. If they don't communicate with you over technology, and they're not there, don't ever believe anything like that. Also, if you hear role playing, make sure that you go outside to see what direction these telepaths are coming from. Normally, even if you're a new telepath, you can hear their direction of where they are if you walk outside, when you're not inside of walls. Sometimes these groups of criminals will put hidden cameras in your house. I know that sounds like, wow, is this some kind of, mystery thriller movie? No, it's not. It actually happened to me. They put the cameras up, and then they have people watch you on shifts. That is when you are a threat to their criminal organization. And for whatever reason, they thought I was a threat to their criminal organization, and they didn't know it, but they created a vigilante. Like, I didn't have those plans, but now those are my plans. And if they plan on watching me, well, then they plan on being under my radar and everybody else's radar that are surveilling me for my protection. So make sure that you report crimes if you witness them. If you hear crimes happening, but you didn't witness them physically, make sure you get evidence before you report them, because you don't want people to think you're crazy, but you do want to make sure you have at least enough evidence or have information that will lead to evidence, like I do, if you are trying to prevent yourself from being a victim, or other people from being victims of these telepaths who are criminals. So those are other things. Don't believe anything. You need to educate yourself. So this is another tip definitely helped me, is to educate yourself on psychological warfare, tactics of psychological warfare used against people, and also programming. It's alpha, learn about the brain waves, of your body. So there are alpha, beta, delta, theta, and gamma brainwaves. And depending on what brainwaves you are in, people may try to make you lose sleep by, role playing and triggering you like they did with me. And in cases like that, they use fear and what you believe in. So they will either make you believe that they are in love with you and make you think that you are just like being, doted on by some random ghost. Don't believe anything that those people say. Some telepaths can touch you remotely. It doesn't feel like hands. It feels like kind of like you're being zapped. Most of those are like people who are trying to beta program you, which basically they're trying to seduce you. Watch out for those ones, because those ones are usually thieves, and they try to trap you in either clubs that are trafficking children or minors. So definitely keep your guard up. They'll also try to control you and make you spend money on them, which, if that's your thing, to go and spend money on someone who seduces you telepathically, then just be careful, because those people usually have false identities. And in my case, they usually pretend to be someone that they're not. And then the minute you stop giving them money, they turn into who they really are, and you become a victim. So definitely watch out for those. Educate yourself on the different brainwaves and how brainwaves affect your decision making and how you behave. So you can prevent programming. Also, just look up theta programming. That's THETA. That is the one that's usually used to control people's behaviors on a deeper level. There's also gamma programming, where people, in a negative sense, it makes you to believe that you have some kind of, destiny, purpose, or they make you think that your life is over and try to make you commit suicide. So a lot of these different types of programming are used in psychological warfare during war, and just make sure that you educate yourself on all of that stuff. And last but not least, as far as education goes, definitely educate yourself on quantum information. So telepathy is basically quantum information. That's why I made a business out of it, because I can deliver messages into the past from the future when I schedule it in the present time. So it's hard to wrap your head around it if you don't understand what quantum information is, quantum teleportation. Just educate yourself on the multiverse. It sounds like I'm teaching you about Marvel and DC, but it's actually real science. And we're just lucky that we have comics to kind of tap on a summary of what those things are and make it visual effects, so we kind of have an idea of what those things look like. I've seen the quantum dimensions. I'm pretty sure I've been to Olympus, and it's scary. It's scary to experience. The quantum dimensions and the multiverse is actually very terrifying if you're not educated, at least on a baseline of what those things are. So the more educated you are, the more protected you are mentally. Whatever you believe in, whether you're religious or not, don't ever believe that you're being communicated by God. Like, if God's communicating with you, that is something that you reach out. God doesn't just randomly, unless someone's saving your life, and that's just a good telepath or a good angel. I don't know, whatever it is, unless it's saving your life. If it's causing you trauma, like if it's someone pretends to be a demon, like they did with me, or pretends to be aliens, ignore it. Ignore it. Um, a lot of times, so ways that I ignored it is I put my headphones on. I highly recommend, if you are a new telepath, purchase some headphones that cancel out noise and turn your music or your show on, or whatever you need to do to block out people telepathically. That's what I did. That's actually why I didn't have like serious mental problems in the first couple of years, because I just ignored everything and I meditated with music for hours and hours a day at a time. And that's really what saved me, is music and movies and television shows that I just like used to block out, things that weren't real, that were being projected by telepaths who just wanted to control me for whatever reason. Um, I think that's it. I think that's the only advice, the advice that I have, and the tips that I have to defend yourself. If you're one of my clients and you are playing a lottery and I let you do this independently, make sure you shield your thoughts. As usual, think the wrong numbers when you bubble in the right numbers, and you even think a song so you don't think numbers at all. Just use your eyes when you fill things out, but don't think it. Don't think what you're doing. Just use your eyes to match numbers and think in your head um, letters. Like, just do that. So just say, like, because it is A through whatever, they are numbers. So just shield your thoughts better. And if you do have a problem doing that, then I probably won't let you leap things independently to pay me later, because you're sharing with people that are bad. Unintentionally. So that is why I create the code most of the time. I usually calculate everything myself, because I do shield my thoughts very well, especially when I'm playing a lottery. There's no one yet who's ever even guessed one number that I have played correctly. So I do know that the people that I am letting receive from me and leap lotteries independently, you guys just get better um, at making your codes better, and make sure when you calculate, have someone else calculate for you. Have someone that isn't on your social media calculate for you. And then yeah, or use a calculator. I mean, and just think like a song in your head the entire time and write down the numbers, but don't actually think when you write down the numbers. You just have to be a little less literal on your mental level, like literal, like don't think what you're actually doing. And I know it takes practice, because I used to be like a very literal person and I would think like what I'm doing literally, but it was mostly because someone who was a telepath was already eavesdropping on me and trying to see through my eyes. Like, these people are crazy. A lot of them, I will give them credit. Some of them are talented at seeing through other people's eyes and They'll make you think that you're being watched on camera, but they're actually looking through your eyes. It's like these telepaths are dangerous, so keep your guards up. Don't be like bitter or like messed up. Like definitely don't go out and think everybody's out to get you. Like don't be that person, but just know that there are people out there like that, and keep your guard up and make sure that you wear your shields and your armor, and just like, be a warrior guardian for your family, and just be smart. Be smarter, do smart things, and don't let anyone control you, and fear nothing. That is, courage will wake you up, fear will shut you down. And if fear wakes you up, then you're like me. You're If things that are scary wake you up, then you're like me, and you're meant to fight these people. But yeah, those are my tips. I hope that was helpful, and hope everyone's having a good first couple of days of 2024. I'll see you later.